Hello everyone, this is Whitebox here with another game of Spirit Island. I'm in the middle. I'm in the third game of my series going through all of the horizons of Spirit Island spirits, one by one in true solo games. And I've arrived at Fathomless Mud of the Swamp Otter. So I'm excited for this one. It's a very cool special rule, so haven't really looked at what its cards do or anything, so I'm going to start the same way that I've started my last couple games, by reading off the lore of the spirit so I can get a feel for how they work and how their mind operates. And then I'll go ahead and get started. Once again, I'm going to be playing against Brandenburg Prussia 3, which I've already got set up here. So, Fathomless Mud of the Swamp. The island has many swampy deltas along its coasts. Some are fairly navigable, while others are mazes of murky water, tangled trees, and land that isn't nearly so solid as it appears. Fathomless Mud of the Swamp is one of these latter sorts, with a penchant for spreading. It likes getting everywhere, slowly turning solid ground into muck and mire. Some Dahan villages have struck fruitful bargains with it, easy passage and useful plants in exchange for tasks more easily done by human hands. Most, however, will move on to new living grounds years early should they notice the sudden signs of its moving into their area. Setup is place 2 presents on my starting board. I'm going to be playing on board H again this game. In the lowest numbered wetland, that's 6 here. I start with my 4 unique powers and 0 energy and my playstyle. I like having sacred sites where invaders will build, but I may need to recreate these sacred sites after oozing outwards with its innate power. In smaller games, you might be able to cut off most of the inland lands from explore actions by destroying inland towns and cities and stopping new ones from being built. It causes a fair bit of fear, which represents unpleasantness, hardship, and disgust. So it's pretty well balanced if you look at the starting summary there, between offense, control, fear, defense, and even utility. So pretty well balanced spirit here. I have 3 growth options. Reclaim, add presence, add 2 presence, and reclaim, add presence, gain energy. I think this is the first 1/2/1 presence spirit. My special rule here for Fathomless Mud of the Swamp is offer no firm foundations. So at my sacred sites, build actions, add explorers instead of towns and cities. So that's kind of the whole shtick with this spirit. I imagine it makes it pretty good against England and Scotland, Sweden as well, since their buildings do extra damage. Prussia probably doesn't really offer too much, but it's still okay. France and Russia, I imagine, are a little bit tougher, but that's okay. My innate power as well is Spreading and Dreadful Mire. Its speed is slow. Range 1 from a sacred site, targeting invaders. And it looks like if I have water, I get to move 1 presence from the origin sacred site to the target land, so kind of spreading all over the place. Does damage, fear, and pushes to Han. Damage, fear, pushes to Han, and then damage at the highest threshold. Okay. I've got a fair bit of elements on my track, plant and water on top, moon and earth on bottom. And let me go through its cards as well. These I'm a little bit unfamiliar with, so we'll see what they do. So first, I've got Exaltation of Tangled Growth. Hopefully you can see that okay there. Target spirit may pay 1 energy to gain a power card, and you may pay 2 energy to gain a power card as well. This targets another spirit. I'm playing true solo, so that will let me target myself. That's pretty good. Foul Vapors and Fetid Muck. So this is 0 cost, slow, range 2 from a sacred site, 1 fear, and push up to 2 explorers. That's pretty good. After you stop them from building, you can push those 2 explorers out and empty that land out completely. I've got Intractable Thickets and Thorns, 1 fear, defend 5. That's nice. And then Open Shifting Waterways. It's 1 cost, slow, range 1. Gather up to 2 Dahan. If Dahan and invaders are present, 1 fear and 1 damage. So I like that as well. It's another way to deal with those lands where you end up with 1 explorer in it. You can gather Dahan there and then do a damage to kill 1 of those explorers. So not bad. Alright, so I think, let me tilt this slightly. I think that's better. Alright, so I've got my starting presence on the board. So I think after I put my presence down on my spirit board, I'll be ready to get going. Let me make sure. Where is my cursor? There we go. Okay. So I've got those down. My initial explore here is going to be wetlands. Okay, that's interesting. I start with a sacred site in wetlands, so they're not going to be building a town in that land unless I move out of it, which I don't really need to do. And I can keep them from building a city just by moving a sacred site into land 7, which seems pretty good. I don't really want them to have a city. So I think I'm going to use this as a marker for growth options. I think I do want to stop that city from being built, because I don't have a ton of damage. I rely kind of on defense and stuff like that to really counterattack against the invaders. So I don't really want a city being built. So I'm going to do growth 2. Let's see. And what options am I going to want to do? I think if I go for these 2, I'll be in good shape this turn. So let's go ahead and add from bottom. I think we'll go both bottom. I'll be able to gain a power card and some energy next turn, so that will be okay. And I only need 1 energy this turn, so I'm okay. So yeah, I will go ahead and do growth 2, both into land 7. So add 1 presence twice at a range of 1. I get 1 energy for presence. And then the cards I'm going to play are Foul Vapors and Fetid Muck, and Open Shifting Waterways. So I will place those down, pay for Open Shifting Waterways, and I'm good to go into the fast power phase. Now I have no fast powers, so I shift right into the invader phase. They're going to build in wetlands. Now both wetlands I have a sacred site in. So because of that, they're going to add explorers instead. And that's really good at preventing that city from being built. So that's awesome. That's their build. Next is going to be explore. They're going to explore into mountains. And that's okay. Probably won't be able to stop that city in land 3 from being built. It's a little far from me, but I think that's okay. Okay, that's their turn. I'm going to slow powers. So I have my innate. I also have 2 slow powers. So first up, I'm going to use Foul Vapors and Fetid Muck on land number 6, so that I don't have to defend that next turn. So that's going to be 1 fear. And I'll push these 2 guys. Let's see. I'm going to be defending 5 and land number 7. So I can push 1 guy over there at least. I could just stack up there probably, actually. Yeah. So I'll push them all into lane number 7. And then I have Open Shifting Waterways, so I can gather up to 2 to haunt, which I will do. It's getting crowded in here. I'm going to place some of those with one of the 3 times token. The problem with these flat pieces is they take up a lot of space when you have a lot of them there. Okay, and if Dahan and invaders are present, which they are, I do 1 fear and 1 damage. I kill that Dahan, or that explorer. Okay, let's see, so that's good. Next up, I have my innate. So let's see, I have 2 water, 1 earth, and 1 moon. So I have the 2nd level. So I can do 1 fear, 1 damage, and push 1 to Han. Now, I don't need to do that in land number 7. If I can use that to stop a build in land number 4, I think that'll be pretty good. So I will. So let's target one range from a sacred site. So I'm going to target land number 4. I move one presence from the origin sacred site to target land. That is required. And then because I have the second level, I can do 1 fear and 1 damage. Okay. So inland's getting cleared out already. And that is my turn. I'm good. So I will discard these cards. And check one thing here real quick before we go back to go. Okay, I'm all set. So going to the next turn, I think I want to do growth 3 this time. So gain a power card, gain 2 energy, and add a presence. I'm going to gain the 2 energy first, and then the power card. So, again, I'm kind of doing the same thing that I did with the other new spirits. I'm going for a minor power strategy with lots of card plays. That way I can play into their innate powers and special rules a little bit more than if I was going major powers. So I'm going to be getting a minor here. My options are Drought, Drift Down into Slumber, Call to Bloodshed, and Call to Tend. None of them are fantastic. I don't really love any of these options. Call to Tend lets me remove a Blight or push to Han, so that's probably the way to go. It's got water and plant as well. Yeah, I don't love any of these, so I'm going to go with Call to Tend. It will let me eventually clean up a Blight once I get a Han in there. Okay. I also get to add a presence. Let's go from... Let's see, if I go from bottom, I do have 3 card plays, but I won't be able to hit the 3rd level on my innate because I don't have 2 moon yet. So, it's a little expensive to do that. I won't have the energy to get Tangle or Exaltation of Tangle Growth. Yeah, I think I can probably go top. I don't need a 3rd card play just yet. I can do it next turn. So let's just go from top. I'll work towards that 2 energy per turn because that'll be pretty helpful. I'll throw this guy. Let's see, 1 range. 2 range, actually. Let's go into land number 2. Okay. Yeah, that should be alright. Then I will play Call to Tend and Intractable Thickets and Thorns. I think that'll be good. Okay, cool. So that's all set up. I am ready for fast powers. So I'm going to use Intractable Thickets and Thorns over on land number 7. Defends at 5, and I also get 1 fear. No other fast powers, so I'm going into the invader phase. First is a fear card. My fear card is Dahan Raid. Each player chooses a different land with Dahan, and each 1 damage. Not per Dahan, just 1 damage. So that'll actually let me clear out land number 7 completely during the counterattack, which is going to be good, I think. So I will do 1 damage to the town. 1 damage to the town in land number 7. Alright, so now they're going to Ravage. Land number 6 is empty. Land number 7, they're going to be doing 5 damage, defending 5, so that cancels out. Then Han will fight back and do 4 damage. and that will clear out that entire land. I can take my marker back after that. Alright, and now I've got land 7 and 8 isolated from any towns or cities, which is good. Alright, so that was the Ravage, build in mountains. I will build a city in land 3. And then, wait, did I set this up right? It should be stage 3 next, right? Yeah, okay, apparently I didn't set this up right. Let's take a stage 3 there. I'm playing against Brandenburg Prussia 3, so it should be 2 stage 1s, then a stage 3. And there we go, jungle and wetland. So they will explore there, there, and there. And they don't explore into land number 7, because I cut that off. There are no adjacent towns or cities or ocean. So not too bad. And then I move into slow powers. So slow powers here, I've got Call to Tend, and I've also got Spreading and Dreadful Mire. So Spreading and Dreadful Mire is going to be a good one, I think. Let's go. Let's see, I've only got 1 sacred site right now, which is interesting. Alright, I kind of want to save the Han, so I'm going to do Call to Tend and push this guy into land number 5. Because they're going to be my way eventually to deal with these cities, I think. Unless I go majors. So that was Call to Tend. Then I'm going to use Spreading and Dreadful Mire, which I have the 2nd level of. So let's go... So I can clear out one of those. One of those jungles. Which one? Number 5, maybe? Yeah, I think land number 5 is the way to go. So yeah, I'll target land number 5. Oop, stuck that swamp into there. Then I do 1 fear, 1 damage, and push 1 to Han. I'll kill that guy. And push this to Han. Means I won't get to tend it, but that's okay. Push that into there. I'm going to be using the push, I think, more. Okay, that's it. I will discard cards. And then go back to grip. Okay, all set. So growth here, I think I am going to reclaim. I guess I could technically put it off. But I don't think I want to. Well, I'm not going to have a lot of energy this turn, so it is going to be difficult for me to do 3 card plays. So instead of reclaiming, I think I will actually stick with growth 3 again. That'll let me get more energy, so when I go into my reclaim next turn, I am going to be able to play 3 cards. So I'm going to add a Pleasant Presence at range 2, gain a power card and 2 energy. Let's do that, 2 energy. Power card, I'm going to do another minor. I've got War of the Unknown, Sap the Strength of Multitudes, Rain of Blood, and Gift of Living Energy. So again, none that are really hitting my elements. Sap the Strength of Multitudes is okay. It would let me defend land 3, but I don't know that I need to defend land 3 right now. I can probably let it go and worry about it later. Rain of Blood is pretty good. I like the fear. Not going to be able to get the extra fear, though, unless I put my Sacred Site in the land. I don't really want to. So I might go with Lure of the Unknown. It'll let me stop that build in land number 1. It's free, which is good. I guess all of these are free, so that's okay. Yeah, let's do that. I'm going to take from top and go into land 6. So I want to stop that town from being built. Yeah, that's right. Then I get 2 energy from presence. Play my 2 cards, both of which are free. And then go into the invader phase. So with that, or fast powers, excuse me. So first fast power, I'm going to use Lure of the Unknown, targeting land 8, and gathering that Explorer. Then I go into the invader phase. They are going to Ravage in Mountains, which gets a Blight in land number 3. Build in Jungles and Wetlands. Both jungles are empty. Land 7 is empty. And I have a Sacred Site here. So they're going to build an Explorer in land number 6. Then I've got Jungle with Escalation. So, Explorer and Jungle again. That is fine. Actually good, because land 1 will get cleared out. And then the Escalation is to place a town in a land that does not have a town. So let's go ahead and do that. Into land 2. Okay. That's that. I'll stack that one up. I think I'm good. So now I'm going to reclaim. I need to add a presence. Or wait, actually, sorry, slow powers. Why do I keep forgetting these? Invader phase is done. Now I go to slow powers. I can pay 1 energy to gain a power card, or 2 energy to gain another power card, just because of the way that that targeting works. I'm not going to do that, but I will pay 1 energy for a power card. And I think I'm going to go a major, actually. Let's see, I'll have 5 energy next turn. Yeah, let's do it. Actually, before I use that, let's see if I hit my innate at all. Just the movement. But that might be okay, because I can just move a presence into there. Okay, that's fine. Now I will gain a major. So, Jungle Hungers is good. Terrifying Nightmares. Poison Land, it's not bad. And Power Storm. Okay. So decent ones, actually. I think Jungle Hungers is probably the way to go, because I can hit that innate, or that threshold pretty easily. And it's cheap. Poison Land, also really good. Kind of thematic as well, I think, with the spirit. But I gotta go Jungle Hungers. And I'm just gonna forget Lure of the Unknown. Yeah, I can still hit it even without that, so I will forget Lure of the Unknown. And now I can go back to growth. So now I'm going to my reclaim, add a presence at range 0. So I'm going to go for 3 card plays. Let's put this guy range 0. Let's see. I think into land 2 probably. Yeah. Okay. So I may need to defend land 6. I don't love that, just because it seems pointless, but I'd rather not have an extra blade there and lose it on. So I get 2 energy from presence, and now I have 3 card plays. So I definitely want to do Jungle Hungers, and I want to hit the threshold on that, because that'll let me clear out land 3 or 2, which is pretty good. So let's go with... And I've already got a plant on my board, so I don't have to worry about that. Really, if I just play Intractable Thickets and Thorns, I've got it. That's a defend 5. It's got Moon and Plant, so that gives me the threshold for Jungle Hungers. So I can play either of my free cards as well. And that'll let me deal with land 5, actually. So, yeah, let's do that. So, Foul Vapors and Fetid Muck. Okay. So I think I've got a pretty good turn coming this turn. Let's see. There we go. Alright, so pretty good turn set up. So, let's go ahead and do this. Pay for my cards, which is all my energy. Then go into Fast Powers. I've got one. I've got Intractable Thickets and Thorns, which I'm going to use on land 6. It does 1 fear, and it's defended 5. An expensive way to defend when the invaders are doing just 2 damage, but it's okay. It gives me elements too, so I'm not too upset about that. Then I go into the invader phase. I don't have any fear cards just yet. I will have a bunch coming soon. And then I go into the Ravage. So Ravage first, land number 1. They're going to do 1 damage to the land and the Dahan, damaging that Dahan, which will fight back and kill that Explorer. Land 7 is empty. Land 6 is defended 5. They're only doing 2 damage, so those 2 guys will meet their end in the very swampy region here. And then they're going to Ravage as well in land number 5, doing 1 damage, which doesn't do anything. Build in jungles. So I have a Sacred Site in land 5, which means that they'll get an Explorer there instead of a town. Take that marker off. And then explore into mountains with escalation. That's good. I can clear out land number 3. So, explore into there and there. The escalation is to add a town and land without a town. Let's go into, I guess, land 8. Throw that up there, since I'm not worried about it just yet. And then, I'm good for slow powers. My slow powers this turn are excellent. So first, I'm going to go ahead and use Foul Vapors and Fetid Muck on land number 5. It's 1 fear. I'm getting fear slowly, but I've got a lot of control over this board, so should be in good shape. I'm going to push these 2 explorers into land number 3 on the coast. And then I'm going to use the Jungle Hungers from land 5 onto land 3. Destroy all explorers and all towns, and then because I have a threshold, I destroy 1 city as well, and I do not destroy any Dahan, if there were any there. So that's going to kill everything in that land, which will be 3 fear. And my swampy jungle is very, very hungry today. So almost gets me another fear card. That would be good. It would get me to Terra level 2, but I think I'm going to be able to get that from my innate. So, I also have 2 moon, 2 water. Don't have the 3rd level still. So I do have the 2nd level of Spreading and Dreadful Mire. So I can move. Let's see. I'll probably just go into land 4 so I can stop that build. May as well. So, going into land number 4. I do 1 fear, 1 damage, and push 1 Dahan. So 1 damage will kill that explorer. The 1 fear gets me to Terra level 2. Okay. So I've got this board pretty well under control. Only 2 lands with invaders. I don't have a Ravage to worry about. I don't have a build to worry about. I'm pretty well situated to try to clear these last buildings out. Most likely with Jungle Hungers. But a reclaim, again, it's probably not the best idea. So I'm going to discard my cards. And then go back to growth. So yeah, can't really afford to reclaim again. I just don't have enough energy for that. I guess I could unlock 3, and that would let me potentially get to the Jungle Hungers, but it doesn't really work. I'm going to wait until next turn to play that again. So instead, I'll try to set things up. Oh, this should heal. Set things up a little bit for next turn, although I could go for another major. If I go grow 3, I'll have a decent amount of energy. I'll have 4 or 5, and that would let me get another major here. I know I said I wanted to go minor strategy, but yeah, this Spirit doesn't deal with cities that are already there very well, unless you really get high levels of the innate. Would I be able to hit that? I would be able to get the third level of the innate. I'm not going to be able to get the highest level of that, though. Not yet. So I can do 2 damage with the cards that I currently have in hand, which is alright. So major, minor, major, minor. Well, let's see. I'll go into... yeah, I'll do... Could also just do that, but no, I think that's all right. I'll do 2 energy. I'm gonna be going from bottom to get the extra moon because I need that. I'll wait to place it until I pick my card, and I'm gonna go minor again. It'll make it more likely that I can afford Jungle Hungers next turn, and that's really what I want. So I've got Dark Entangled Wood. That's a good one. Gift of Constancy. Rouse the Trees and Stones. And Pull Beneath the Hungry Earth. So pretty good cards here, actually. Normally, I wouldn't look towards Rouse the Trees and Stones, but 2 damage and push 1 is pretty good. That can clear the town, clear land number 8 if I need to. It's not bad. Pull Beneath the Hungry Earth has perfect elements. And if my presence is present, 1 fear, 1 damage, yeah, that might be the way to go. It's water, earth, yeah. Okay, yeah, I'll go Pull Beneath the Hungry Earth. Yeah, it's a swampy, hungry earth, just making this miserable to live in for the invaders. So yeah, that's gonna be fun for me. All right, yeah. So what do I need? Where do I need that? I want to go that into land number 8. So I have better targeting with Pull Beneath the Hungry Earth. And then I will play that. So I get 2 energy from presence. I'm going to play Pull Beneath the Hungry Earth. I'm going to play probably Call to Tend. No, maybe not. I think Open the Shifting Waterways. And I could do either Call to Tend or Exaltation of Tangled Growth. I think I'll save the energy and just go Exaltation of Tangled Growth. And that'll be fine. Okay, so going into my fast powers. I have none, again, so I'm going to go straight into the Invader phase. So we've got 2 fear cards. Tire level 2 now. First one, Avoid the Dahan. Skip all build actions in lands where Dahan outnumber towns and cities. There's not going to be a build this turn, so that doesn't matter. And then Overseas Trade seems safer. Defend 6 in all coastal lands. Skip build actions in coastal lands that would add cities. So, not useful, but that's okay. Alright, so Ravage Jungle, no Ravages, so that's good. Build in Mountains, no builds, so that's good. And then I'm going to explore Coastal. Alright. Oh wait, that's still there. So that's okay. Land number 1 is going to take care of itself. I'm going to take care of land number 2 next turn. And land number 3, actually no, they're not. Okay, I'll be able to figure that out, I think. Okay, cool. So let's go. So slow powers, I'm gonna have open shifting waterways. Let's do that one first. I'm gonna gather up to 2 Dahan, and if Dahan invaders are present, 1 fear and 1 damage. I'm gonna do that in land number 1. 1 fear and 1 damage. So that was open shifting waterways. I may pay 1 energy to gain a power card. I don't know if I'm actually going to do that. I mostly just played it for the elements, but that's fine. Then I have Pull Beneath the Hungry Earth. I'm going to use that on land 8. If my presence is present, 1 fear and 1 damage. If target land is sands or wetlands, which it is, then an extra damage. So I do 2 damage there. You can kill that town. It also does an additional fear, so it's pretty good. Then let's do Spreading in Dreadful Mire, so I can move 1 presence from a. I think I've got the. Do I have the 3rd level? I do have the 3rd level. Cool. So that's neat. Not gonna really make too much of a difference, I don't think, but I'm gonna target that here. I will gather 1 presence from that sacred site into land number 3. I'm going to do 1 fear and 1 damage. Come back up. 1 fear. And then I actually have the 3rd level this turn, so it's an additional damage. And an additional fear. It was empty, so it didn't matter, but I'll take it. Alright, and I'm not going to worry about paying energy to get a power card. I want to save my energy. So that's it. I'm going to discard cards. Go back to growth. This one is going to be a reclaim turn, for sure. And do I want the 4 card plays or the 3 energy per turn? I don't think I need 4 card plays just yet. The 3 energy per turn is going to make it easier to do what I want to do this particular turn. So I know for sure that I want to do Jungle Hungers. I'm going to have at least 4 energy this turn. I just need something with plant to hit the threshold for that, so that's pretty easy. I want to make sure that I can get the 3rd level of this innate here because I'm going to plan to win in the slow phase this turn. Brandenburg Prussia is going to get an extra town because of their special or their escalation, which means I need a way to kill that extra town in the slow phase. Jungle Hungers is going to clear out land number 2, so I don't have to worry about that. But I need somewhere or some way to hit the 3rd level of Spreading in Dreadful Mire, so that I can get that extra damage and kill the town that they place from their escalation. So to that end, I need 3 water, which I don't think that I can get. Maybe I can. So if I go for 4 card plays, I can go with these guys. I'll have just enough energy for this. That gives me 3 water, 2 moon, lots of earth. Actually, it might give me the highest level of my innate. No, I'm 1 water short, so I don't quite get that. But yeah, that's okay. So I am going to go for that 4th card play. I will place this guy somewhere centrally located, I think. So I have access to the whole board, depending on where they go. So let's go into land 6. Pay for my cards. And I should win this in the slow phase, unless I mess something up. So I think I'm good. So let's go. So Invader or Fast Powers first. Still have none despite playing 4 cards. So I'm going into the Invader phase. I have 1 Fear card. Terra level 2, Dahan Enheartened. Each player chooses a different land, and each gather up to 2 Dahan, and then 1 damage if Dahan are present. Sure. Clear that land out. Alright, Ravaging Mountains. Both mountains are clear, so nothing there. Build in Coastal. So they're just going to build and explore in land number 2. And that's it. Cleared out the other coasts. Then they're going to have their last stage 2 card. It's going to be Sands. And again, they'll go into this sand. They don't get to explore in land number 8 because it's non-adjacent to the coast or town and city. And manage to isolate that. And then place a town somewhere else. Let's go ahead and just throw that in here. Yeah, then I'll do enough damage to that. Okay, cool. I think I'm all set. So then I go to slow powers. My slow powers are going to be Jungle Hungers first. So targeting from land 5 into land number 2. I have Threshold, which means that I get to destroy everything in that land. Gets me 3 fear. And another fear card. Then, let's see, I have lots of stuff. I can pull Beneath the Hungry Earth here to do 1 damage. And then I have the 3rd level of Spreading in Dreadful Mire. So I will pull one of these presents over into land 5, and then do damage over into that land. Clearing that town. I got a bunch of fear for that as well. I think 3 between those 2 cards. But the fear's not even needed. At this point I have the board completely cleared off, which I haven't done in either of the last 2 games. And I've won a Terra level 2 victory against Brandenburg Prussia 3. So let me go ahead and score this game up. This was a really fun one. I enjoy the spirit a lot. Fathomless Mud of the Swamp. And let's see how it compares. Okay, back from scoring this up. This was a nice 52-point game. Very well. I'm super happy with how this one went. Fathomless Mud of the Swamp, the control you get from being able to stop them from building cities and towns is really excellent. I can see the spirit being amazing against England, really good against Scotland and Sweden as well. So I'm excited to try this out in team games when I start doing other adversaries as well. So this might be my favorite of the 3 that I've played so far. So compared to Sunbright Whirlwind and Devouring Teeth Lurk Underfoot, I think I like Fathomless Mud of the Swamp most. Another sort of water spirit, so you can add a whole water spirit team now with 5 or 6 spirits, so that's exciting. I think it seems like there's another one coming. Next week will be the first episode after the announcement officially on BackerKit of the next expansion for Spirit Island, which I believe is called Nature Incarnate. So I will probably do a short segment going over all the news for that. I think that'll be fun. And then I'll get into the last 2 Horizon spirits that I have. I think I've already decided what I'm going to be playing next. So next up, I'm going to be tackling Rising Heat of Stone and Sand. And after that, I'll be going into the final spirit here, probably the one that I'm most excited for, which is Eyes Watch from the Trees. So stay tuned for those. Those are coming over the next 2 weeks. After that, I'm going to start getting into 2-handed games again, probably with the full content, Jagged Earth and Branch and Claw, and most likely incorporating some of these Horizon spirits, combining them with other spirits from the existing games. So that'll be really fun. So hopefully you enjoyed this one. I definitely enjoyed this spirit quite a bit, but I will see you all next week. Again, thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Take care, everyone.